Hello everyone, I'm Fan of Thomas31, and today is my birthday! So to celebrate, I'll be reviewing these 3 party-themed toys, those being 2 motorized trains and a push-along surprise calendar. So without further ado, let's get this party started. The first motorized train I'll be reviewing in this video is the Wobbly Cake Thomas, a motorized train which has a very similar concept to the Wobble Cargo Thomas. From the front of the box we can see the train through a plastic casing and a promo of Thomas that has been edited to match the pack. There are a couple of differences to this box compared to previous motorized boxes. The sides are pretty much the same, but the pack's name is no longer written on the top. There's some new copyright information on the bottom, and next to the safety information on the back, there is now a logo for the All Engines Go series, demanding you to look for our show. Really? You're going to demand that I watch your show and you're not even going to tell me where to find it? Okay. Anyway, that's all there is to note about the box, so let's look at the train now. Here is the train out of the box. I'll talk about the engine first. As expected, the engine included is Thomas. Unlike most Thomases, this Thomas is primarily white, and he has a big grinning expression. Now I would say this face is exclusive to this Thomas, however it shares a lot of resemblance to the face on the Crystal Caves Adventure Set Thomas. The white coat on Thomas is the color of the plastic he was made with, but we can see some differently colored speckles in the plastic to make it look like he's covered in cake. We can also see his main blue color printed along his sides with cake icing trickling down it and sprinkles scattered all over him. There's also a cake with a number 1 candle in place of his real number. He also comes with green and orange wheels to go with the cake decorations. Now for the cars. As I hinted at earlier, the cars in this pack are a lot like the cars seen in the Wobble Cargo Thomas pack. They share the same body and crooked axles that make them wobble as they roll along, but now their main bodies are a pink color instead of the usual red, and they have orange and green wheels to match Thomas's. As for the cargo they carry, instead of wooden planks and plain crates, this pack includes 4 cakes, 2 large yellow and green base cakes, and 2 smaller but better decorated blue and orange cakes. The base cakes are one solid color and can stack over and under themselves, while the top cakes have special printing on their tops but can only stack over the bigger cakes. Because the stacking system is the same as the Wobble Cargo Thomas cars, their cargo will stack with the cakes. Now normally I'd tell you about an episode this pack is based on, but currently I can't find one. Hello everyone, post-production Fan of Thomas31 speaking. The dialogue I recorded for this part of the video has become outdated. You see, I started making this video before All Engines Go Season 3 came out, and as it turns out, Season 3 has the episode that this pack is based on. The episode in question is called Cake It Easy. In this episode, Thomas and Diesel are tasked with delivering wobbly cakes to a baking competition. Of course, they turn it into a contest, and they end up destroying all of the cakes. Upon going back to the bakery to make some more, Thomas gets covered in cake icing, much like the motorized toy, and goes on to win his own prize in the cake competition. Something to note about the episode though, is that the icing Thomas gets covered in is pink, while the toy is white. And that's all there is to say about the Wobbly Cake Thomas. He's a neat little train with a very decorative design. And while it is a little strange that he shares a similar play feature with the Wobble Cargo Thomas, it is a good play feature, and this is only the 2nd time we've seen it. So let's just hope Fisher-Price doesn't run it into the ground with several more similar packs. But with that said, I give this Thomas a 4 out of 5. Even with a reused play feature, the Wobbly Cake Thomas can still bring life to the party. The next item I'll be looking at is another motorized train. This is the Frosting Diesel pack. Much like Thomas, Diesel has promos all around his box that are edited to match the pack. But once you've seen one box, you've seen them all, so I'll just go ahead and get to the train inside. So here is Frosting Diesel. First comes Diesel himself. This Diesel comes in his regular black color, but he has frosting splatters and sprinkles printed all over him with an exclusive disgusted face that is also decorated with frosting. His running board is blue with red printing on the front and back to make it look like it's covered completely in frosting. His roof piece is also blue with black splotches to add to the illusion. The cars Diesel comes with are two standard flat cars. They have black bodies and dark purple wheels to complement Diesel's color. That's all there is to the flat cars themselves, but the cargo they're carrying is very interesting. The cars carry the head and the body of a robot, and when they're put together, they form the D-Squeakinator. In the show, the D-Squeakinator is a robot built by Sandy that is supposed to oil engines, but it never works properly and always squirts oil all over the place, causing a mess. In this pack, however, its frosting stains imply that it was modified to squirt frosting, and that's what caused Diesel to become all messy. A very creative way to tie things together, but once again, there's currently not an episode where this exactly happens. Post-production fan of Thomas here again. Much like Thomas, there is indeed an episode that Diesel is based on, and it's Cake It Easy. To add on to the plot summary I gave earlier, when Thomas and Diesel go back to the bakery to make more cakes, Sandy arrives and enlists the help of the D-Squeakinator, which has now been modified to squirt frosting. Upon finishing all the cakes, the D-Squeakinator malfunctions and squirts frosting all over the engines, including Diesel. Much like with Thomas though, the frosting is pink, and doesn't look that much like it does on the Frosting Diesel toy. And that's all I have to say about Frosting Diesel. Another creative pack that implements a great piece from the show's canon. I would gladly recommend this pack to any All Engines Go fan. Not just for the colorful Diesel, but mostly for the D-Squeakinator. All in all, I give Frosting Diesel a 4 out of 5 as well. A colorful and rather messy pack that is really brought out by its cargo. The last birthday item I'll be reviewing is this Thomas's 7 Days of Surprises countdown calendar. This item is very similar to those Thomas Minis advent calendars they make, but instead of minis, this one has push-alongs. Plus, it doesn't count down the 24 days before Christmas, and instead counts down 7 days up until your birthday. On the front of the box, we can see a large graphic with edited promos of all the main characters having a party. We can also see that there are 8 surprise characters inside. The sides of the box are the same as any other, with the left and right sides having character promos, the top showing the pack's name, and the bottom having all kinds of copyright information. The back shows some safety information with an alternate version of the product picture seen on the front. There's also this part that tells you everything that's included. Kind of spoils the surprise, doesn't it? Anyway, to open the box, a flap lowers from the front to reveal a stylized map of Knapford Station and 7 liftable flaps that conceal the pack's contents. Lifting the first flap reveals a Percy engine. Surprisingly, the engine you get from the first day isn't Thomas. This Percy is decked out with lots of party decorations and an exclusive joyous expression. Much like the Lookout Mountain push-alongs, his paint appears to be more glossy than a regular Percy. He has all kinds of confetti and balloons printed on his sides, with one of them being shaped like a boxcar. His smoke box and cab roof are made out of a transparent glittery black plastic, with his whistle and dome being slightly transparent as well. His wheels are a glittery yellow and purple, with his chassis being a speckled white that kind of looks like cake. A very stylish Percy, but now let's see who we get next. According to the pictures on the box, the engine behind Flap 2 is Kana, another stylistic character with an overjoyed expression. I don't think this expression is exclusive though, as Kana uses a similar face in the DJ Kana pack. But unlike that Kana, this Kana has party confetti and balloons on her sides, with musical notes and a boombox. Just like Percy, she has glittery multicolored wheels, a glossy finish, and a white confetti chassis. One complaint I have about this Kana is that the face and window pieces feel loose, though that might just be an issue with mine. That's all there is to say about Kana, so let's look behind flap number 3. The surprise behind door 3 is Nia, a party-ready engine with an exclusive happy face. She has all kinds of balloons decorating her sides, with the balloons on this side of her positioned in a way that makes it look like she's moving at speed. On the other side, the balloons are still, but one of them appears to be the parade balloon she delivers in the Nia's Balloon Blunder episode. Much like Percy, she also has glossy paint, a sparkly smoke box and cab roof, multicolored glittery wheels, and a white confetti chassis. Nia matches the pack's theming very well, but now let's see who comes next. I bet I can guess who's behind this flap. And yep, it's Diesel. This Diesel comes with a unique style and an exclusive grinning face. Though once again, my Diesel's face is loose. While he still has the glossy paint and colorful chassis that all the other characters have, he doesn't have balloons decorating his sides. Instead, his black paint is lit up by a few music notes and several fireworks. I really like how they use Diesel in these multi-packs. Much like in the Lookout Mountain pack, they used his black paint to represent darkness so it could contrast an object that lights it up. A very clever way to tie Diesel into this party, but now it's time for flap 5. Judging by the size of this flap, I can already tell who it's going to be. Yep, it's Carly. Carly is unmistakable with her large size. Of course, this Carly is covered with party decorations and has an exclusive excited expression. Much like the other characters, she has glossy paint, multicolored wheels, and a confetti chassis. She also has balloons and music notes decorating her sides. Just like regular Carly, her crane arm can pivot and rotate, and while the arm looks no different from a regular Carly, her roof pieces are a transparent sparkly blue to go with the roofs on the other characters. One more thing I'd like to note is that she has the detailed buffer light decal she has in a few other packs. A very fitting Carly, but with her out of the way, and judging by the size of flap 6, I think we all already know who's coming next. Say it with me, it's Sandy. The smallest character in this pack, and she has an exclusive smirking face. Along with her usual decals, she is decorated with confetti, presents, and of course balloons. However, unlike the other characters in this pack, her decorations spread to her front and even her backside. She has her translucent siren light and her detailed headlight decals much like Carly. Speaking of Carly, she can pick Sandy up with a handle mounted on her roof much like all of her other releases. This Sandy also comes with the multicolored wheels, but her chassis is standard and not specially decorated. I really like this Sandy, though I do wish she came with a new gadget mounted on her front coupler. Okay, with 6 flaps open, that leaves only one more. And through the process of elimination, I'm sure we all already know who's behind flap number 7. It's Thomas, Bruno, and the Boombox. You might as well say they saved the best for last. Both Thomas and Bruno are highly decorated for this party pack, with Thomas having an exclusive smiling face, and Bruno having an altered version of the face seen in the Track Team Engines pack. Thomas is decorated with confetti, bunting, and of course balloons, with one side having the same speed effect Nia and Percy have. And much like Nia and Percy, Thomas's other side features balloons that are shaped like train cars. As for Bruno, he is decorated with confetti, music notes, and rather than balloons, he has these special lanterns that light up the party. Surprisingly, the hazard stripes on his backside are painted, which is something that hasn't been done on any other version of Bruno up to this point. Both Thomas and Bruno also have glossy paint, transparent glittery roofs, although Bruno's cupola is loose again, sparkly multicolored wheels, and the confetti chassis. The boombox they come with looks really good. It has more detail than I've ever seen in a cargo piece, though I must note that it is reused from the DJ Kana pack. The boombox has this handle that can pivot up and down, and it can even be picked up with Carly's hook. It's a very fitting piece, seeing as it's being delivered to a party. The car it sits on is a plain old flat car, but this one has the same multicolored wheels and confetti chassis as all the engines in the pack. And so, that is everything you get in the Thomas's 7 Days of Surprises pack. I'd say this is a very fun pack and a creative way to build up the hype before someone's birthday. I'm sure a lot of kids would love this pack, and it would make a nice piece for any All Engines Go fans collection, with its inclusion of the show's 8 main characters and a nice piece of cargo. All in all, I give this pack a 4.5 out of 5. A perfect way to celebrate a young one's birthday. Thank you for watching my rambling on all of these toy trains. It's been fun to look at all of these festive birthday trains on my birthday. If you'd like to see me look at more All Engines Go items, leave a like on this video. And make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on my future Thomas content. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.